ladies and gentlemen, we are back with an RLCS Regional 2 recap for the second split of the season. If you missed the last one, it's because I didn't post one. I was kind of hoping to come to the second one with a little better news than the last one. To be honest, I tried to record it like 3 times 2 weeks ago. I just couldn't. To be honest, I tried. I would sit there and talk for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I honestly couldn't even explain it. But we got to talk about this one. So, Regional 2, if you don't know, 16 teams in NA make the Regional. We play a Swiss stage. We have to win 3 matches before you lose 3. That's how you get out. That's how you make top 8, the playoff bracket. You only play teams with the same record as you. So if you win your first series, you'll play a team that also won their first series. If you lose your first series and you win your next 2, you'll also play a team that's 2-1. So you guys get the gist. At the end, you know, you just got to win 3 before losing 3. This was, you know, if you don't follow the RLCS side, this was an important one because first regional we kind of bombed. We went 9th, 12th, lost to Genji to get knocked out, not make playoffs. To briefly cover that one, for first round we got upset badly. Next 3 we played all right. Beat TSM, beat Moist, lost to OG. Round 5 pulled Genji. A little tough, a little unfortunate to pull Genji. Definitely can't complain because the reason we pulled Genji is because we got upset round 1. So no complaints there. It's completely our fault. You know, can't blame the bracket, can't blame anyone else but yourself, especially when, you know, you let that happen to you. But this time, come around, we are still the 3 seed for the season. We start with the same team we did in the first regional, Netherlands America, Daunt, Taroko Justice. Those of you that follow the bubble scene, or even, you know, RLCS, Taroko was winning regionals in Season X. Granted, a while ago, but he was there. Play them first round, sweep them. Round 2, and it's, you know, what's in the background right now actually is Snowmen. This was a team that got top 4 last regional. They're getting hyped up pretty hard, and we beat them 3-1. I think this team needs a little bit. These players absolutely need a little bit more time. You know, all 3 of them are super talented. They're always, you know, very good on ball. But when it comes to, you know, Pro Rocket League, it's gonna take them a little bit more time. They're still very new, and you know that's not anything against them. You know, the fact that they got a top 4 this early in their careers is pretty insane. So shout out to these guys. But we beat them 3-1. And to step back a little bit, I've seen a lot of comments, you know, talking about, you know, Luminosity needs to, you know, work harder, blah, 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 blah. They must be complacent with the results, guys. I promise. This team has never worked as hard as we did the last 2 weeks. So this result, obviously, it blows. It blows. It's not fun to play like this. It's not fun to get the results we're getting right now. But I promise it is not off the back of we're not trying. But back into the Swiss. So we're 2-0. We pull Space Station, which is a matchup that we're actually very comfortable with, and it's one that I wanted because, you know, they've been getting a lot of hype lately as the best team outside G2 and Genji, which, you know, now I think it's unfair to say that anyone else is 3, or, you know, you might even be able to argue them 2. I wouldn't agree with you, but it's unfair to not put them as 3. They're playing very good Rocket League right now, but we pull SSG in the 2-0, which will be, you know, the next game I show you, actually, after this. And I think, and I'm not going to give you we didn't follow our game plan, because I think we did. I think tactically we played pretty good Rocket League this week, or this weekend, which is why it stings, because, you know, recently we've been struggling when it comes to the mental side of the game. When it comes to, even our practice hasn't been amazing, and I take some fault on that. I haven't been, you know, I haven't been practicing the best I could, you know, compared to how it should be. But I think there's blame to go around for everyone. We just have been, I wouldn't say not translating, because I think we've been translating fine, you know, how we want to play 2 tournament. It's just, we're just making small mistakes, and whether that be a mechanical mistake or a comms mistake or a positional mistake, whatever it is, it's just happening way more frequently than it ever has. And it's something that we're trying to battle through. We recently hired a sports psych, or 2 sports psychs, actually. Karen and Zach, to help us. They were with the Liquid Boys last year. They've been helping us the last 2 weeks, because after Regional 1, we're like, all right, we need to figure this out. And It sucks because I know we finished 9th, 12th, but we are playing. It's improving. We are playing better Rocket League. Like, we are putting in a ton of work, and it is tough to see that it's just not showing up on the day. Because I do, like, the improvement is there, and it's not just something I'm saying to, like, get you guys off my back. It is, and if you want to disagree with me, you can, but you're wrong, because you don't see what I see, but it's tough. SSG sweeps us in round 3. Some of the games, you know, we wish we could get back for sure, but they are also playing very good Rocket League right now. We definitely should not have won the series with the way they're playing right now. So shout out to SSG. I'm pulling up. I think this is game 3 of the series, or maybe game 2. I don't remember. After losing to SSG, we pull OG in the 2-1 match, which is a team we've played a million times this year. I want to say... No, they've definitely beat us more than we've beaten them. We've played them the last 2 regionals. They've beat us both times. It's a tough one because they do play very good Rocket League. It's the team I respect the most when it comes... I should have that ball. It's the team I respect the most when it comes to structured Rocket League in NA. I think they play good Rocket League. I think JNAPS is having an insane season. A huge, like, bounce back year for JNAPS, I think. But it's a team that we feel very comfortable playing against. And it's a team that we feel, you know, we kind of match how they play. Not match, you know, 1-for-1 system-wise, but we match how, like, smart they play. And we feel very good against them because, you know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that our team is more mechanically talented than that one is, but they just, to be honest, they're more consistent than us, they're more disciplined than us, and they put it together more often than we do, which is the reason for, you know, them beating us recently, and you gotta respect it. They play some chiseled ball, they play very disciplined. I'm a huge fan of watching that team. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of playing them too. It's tough. They've had our number the last 2 times we've played them. We beat them at the major, and they beat us the last 2 regionals. So we'll probably play them again in Regional 3. We just always end up playing OG. Then we run into round 5. We play a Cloud9 team that, honestly, I don't know I do know how to explain that team. I don't know how to explain it without sounding mean, because I don't mean to sound mean at all. They play very disciplined Rocket League. They are very on the same page about what they need to do. Do I think it's amazing Rocket League? No, but they're very together in their approach, and they don't make many mistakes on defense. They play very defensive ball, which I don't think is the way to win in Rocket League, but it is absolutely a way to catch out teams and beat them in a series. And this is, again, no disrespect to any of the players or their coach. Like, I think they're one of the better coach teams in NA, but it's a frustrating style to play against, and it gets you. Especially when we were and this is not to discredit C9. It's not at all what I'm trying to do. It's hard. I haven't been able to put this into words the last couple days, but it was just we played bad Rocket League. I think with OG and SSG, it was fine tactically, and it was just small mechanical mistakes. I think this one was pretty bad tactically and mentally. We knew what we needed to do, and we couldn't execute on it. And that is where I will say that haunted us this regional. I know you guys don't like to hear that, especially when I say it over and over again, but that's what happened in round 5. We just tactically couldn't put it together. C9 executed on what they needed to do, and they destroyed us, to be honest. It wasn't close. They scored, like, we won game 1, and then they scored like 11 straight or something stupid, 9 straight. I don't remember what it was. And they ended up getting top 4 by beating MA. So shout out C9. They're actually, I'm going to get into it later, but they are, you know, we actually need them to perform next regional. So shout out to C9. You know, I do like those guys, and I like their coach. I do like those guys a lot, and I respect what they're doing. It's really pushing, I think, pushing the level of coaching for the lower pro teams. Not to call, you know, C9 a bad team, but usually outside of the top 4 or 5 or whatever you want to say, you don't see many teams that are trying new stuff. It's usually just copy the pro teams, and I should have scored that. Copy the pro teams and, you know, try and get lucky and win. And C9 definitely does have their style of Rocket League, which I respect a ton. I do like that a lot. But we lose to Cloud9 in the round 5 match, which means we are knocked out 9th, 11th. And now we get into what's next. There is still a chance for us to make Major and Worlds. Granted, Major is small. Worlds isn't that small. We just need to perform. There's a million scenarios. I could sit here and talk about it for 30 minutes. But basically, for Major, we need to win the regional or get top 2. Top 4 with a ton of help. But number 1 or number 2, number 2 with a little bit of help. Number 1 would probably just make us or qual us in. For Worlds, we basically need... Again, a win or a second. If we make the Major, we make Worlds. So this is saying if we don't make Major, to make Worlds, we're going to need either a top 1 or a top 2. Or a top 4 with a ton of help. Basically, what we need is C9. We need them to make the Major. If we're not going to be the ones to make the Major, we need C9 to do it, or Snowman. Basically, anyone that's not OG. We need OG to miss out on Major, and we need to outperform OG. And then we need whoever makes the Major to not do great at it. Like, basically not make top 8. So, if we make a top 4 and OG makes a top 8 and C9 makes Major, we're in a great spot. We're in a really good spot. If we get a top 2 and OG misses Major, we're in an amazing spot. So, basically, we're OG haters, which is, it's funny that it boils down to because it has been kind of our rival in RLCS this year. We played them all the time, very evenly matched, usually, and it's pretty poetic that it comes down to us, basically us versus them for the World's a Major spot. I think that we've put ourselves in a hole, and it's not any one person's fault. We've all had bad series, we've all had bad, days, whatever it is, and that there's no point in, thinking anything differently until, we still have life. There is life left. We just need a good regional. So, shout out to Moist, actually. Moist is letting us boot camp at their facility for free. It's something that I was kind of reaching out to teams, and I was like, guys, please let us. Like, it's just like we're taking the hit financially, so please don't make it a ton. And Moist is like, you guys can use it for free. So, shout out to Rizzo. He was the one that initially put me into contact with Moist. Shout out Matt. I've been talking to him. And then shout out Moist. Shout out everyone at Moist Critical. Shout out everyone there at Moist Esports. Boot camps are not cheap. Usually orgs, I reached out to a couple teams before Moist. It's not cheap. I promise it would have been, for everything included, probably around a 5-figure hit. So the fact that they're letting us use it for free is insane of them. I think their team will also be boot camping there, so maybe some IRL content. But basically, if you're a Luminosity fan, this regional, we need a top 4 or our dreams are dead. A top 2 or a top 1 will put us in a really good spot. So that's what we're going for. We're working really hard, guys. We're going to try and get it done. It's going to be, not a Hail Mary, but this is the one where there's no more sugarcoating anything. There's no more, if we sneak into the bracket and get away from Gen G2, maybe. No, we need to beat everyone. We just have to go in thinking we're the best team in NA and that no one can touch us. So this next 2 weeks of practice will leading towards that. This is a long recap. But we got 2 weeks. Our season could be done in 2 weeks. Our season could also, clinch us for Major and Worlds in 2 weeks. So not this weekend coming up, but the next weekend is going to be massive. You're going to got to get through quals first. If you guys saw it happen to KC, it can happen to anyone. So got to get through quals first. But, there's always a chance. When there's a chance, we're always going to take it. So, boys, we've got a long 2 weeks coming up. I'm locked in this apartment for it. We're getting ready for it. We're getting right. I appreciate all the Luminosity fans. It's been an ugly last 2 regionals, I know. I promise anything that you guys have felt, I've felt it tenfold. So, if you guys are mad, imagine how we're feeling. So, I'm rambling. I'm waffling. I'm out of here. Qual this weekend, regional next. It'll be all on Luminosity's Twitch. I appreciate you guys supporting. We're going to try and get it done. I will have a video posted out tomorrow. As always, daily continues. And I will see you guys then. Peace.